Alright, pop quiz. Which one of these guys is Vincent and which one is Jackson? Trick question, they were both the same guy all along. The Pokemon anime as well as the video games often change the names of characters when localized for other regions. But sometimes there are really weird cases in which a character will have two different names in the English dub. Well, okay, it really only happened like twice, but trust me, it's still weird. The Johto Journey seasons of the Pokemon anime are some of my favorite for the cozy moments. Not necessarily amazing, but I like them. Though after the series ended, and as we were moving on to the advanced anime, there was actually a spin-off series known as Pokemon Chronicles. I've talked about it here and there and would love to do more episode reviews and discussions, but the point is that it started off with a 3-episode special known as The Legend of Thunder, where we follow Jimmy, Marina, and Vincent as they attempt to stop Team Rocket from capturing a Raikou. They only appear in these 3 episodes and I really wish they would have had a whole series, but you know. Anyway, Jimmy and Marina are the anime counterparts of Gold and Chris. Weird though that they didn't keep the names they had in the video games, but I guess when it comes to Gold, he was the only male protagonist to be fully brought into the anime with a name and voice actor, even though Generation 4 also retconned his name. So we have a bunch of guys with the same hat running around. Every future female protagonist would keep the name as their video game counterparts, though that doesn't even come close to whatever's going on with Vincent. Now this guy is an interesting one, a certified simp.
Marina is my girlfriend. Well, I mean, at least she's going to be soon.
Huh?
I think he rounds out the New Bark Town trio well enough, and again, I would have liked if they all got more episodes. He did, however, appear in the main series anime because these are all the same canon after all.
Yup, Jackson from New Bark Town.
Wait a second, who the heck is Jackson? Yep, that's right, in the main series the English dub just gives him a completely different name, and he is meant to be the same character, called Junichi in the original Japanese version. How does that even happen? Well, there's no exact answer, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the fact that The Legend of Thunder originally came out in Japan in 2001, meanwhile it didn't get an English dub until 2005. It still has the 4Kids voice actors, though I'm thinking maybe there was a different team involved behind the scenes, or maybe they really did just forget that certain characters with certain names already appeared in the main series, because like he even has a different English voice actor between each of these appearances.
Ladies, gentlemen, it's the one and only Fab You Finish! Oh, no you don't, Polyworld!
Apparently other language dubs caught the error and corrected it. For some reason the English team was slacking on this one, but chronologically we first see Vincent in The Legend of Thunder. Meanwhile in the main series he would first appear in the episode Taiwan On, where he battles against Ash in the Silver Conference. But the episode starts off during the previous battle in which Jackson waves to the camera and says hi to his friends back home.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Yoshi. I'm on TV.
Alright, now who the heck are Danny and Yoshi? Well, believe it or not, these are meant to be Jimmy and Marina. Yes, for some other reason, they were given different names here as well. I guess actually this would have been the first time they were named in the English dub, so I really have no idea where these names would have come from. If anything, it further drives home the fact that there was something lost in communication between the main series and The Legend of Thunder, but the rest of the episode is cool as well. Being a part of the Silver League Conference arc, there's a lot of interesting little drama building up to the finals. And I always like this arc for it taking place over a long period of time, and showing the strategizing that went into choosing Pokemon teams. Ash and friends get to meet Jackson and catch up with Professor Elm, and there's a funny rivalry established between Bulbasaur and Meganium. And then the actual battle is about as hype as ever, with Jackson bringing his Magneton, which is even shiny. Like, it wasn't even that big of a difference, but I appreciate another shiny Pokemon being shown off in the anime. Even though Jackson is really goofy, he is meant to be a little older than Ash and possibly more familiar with Johto, but ultimately Ash does win, because it all comes down to Bulbasaur versus Meganium following up on their rivalry and showing the power of unevolved Pokemon outside of the video games. Like I said, a fun episode, but I see the purpose of his appearance here as being a fun Easter egg, for the Japanese viewers at least, because they would have known him already from The Legend of Thunder and gotten to see a familiar face that isn't too important of a character but still is somewhat recognizable. Now when it comes to Eusine, I can't even figure out what went wrong. He did also show up in the Legend of Thunder special and have a role in the main series anime, but for some reason he's called Eugene in the special. Like, why? I mean, they're close enough, but still different enough to be some freak accident, because he is a named character who shows up in the video games, and so he would have had an official localized name already. Sure, he was only in Pokemon Crystal up until that point, but by the time Pokemon Chronicles got an English dub, it still would have been a whole 4 years since then. This one I could see as being a case of a legitimate typo that nobody double checked. For the most part, that's about all there is on this topic. I had always thought it was weird how something like this could happen, and it's hard to get an official answer beyond it was just an oopsie because different people were working on different projects. And with Pokemon Chronicles itself being a spin-off that less people likely saw, it ultimately didn't matter all that much. Except when it comes to Vincent/Jackson, because which one is even supposed to be his canon name? With Eusine, we know the answer because he's appeared in other media, but for the other guy, the English dub called him Jackson first, but his more significant role referred to him as Vincent. I'm more inclined to go with the latter. Maybe we can headcanon him as one of those people who always puts his first and middle name on everything? So let me know what you think in the comments below about just what happened behind the scenes and which name you prefer. Also tell me if there are any other weird little oddities in the anime that might be somewhat similar. Anyway, I should go make sure I haven't accidentally written down the wrong name on any of my important documents. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, including the Great Gators. First name, last name, Yo Saxon, Brian H794, Johnny, Skyprince777, Olivine Branch, Malguy, Draco Hunter, JP, Jackson Prone, Who Else But Zane, Q-Tesk, AliveR360, Starved Rock 314, Mobile Empire, Boatloads of Dope, Juan Moran, Sebun, King, Wafers, Alex with Shiny Hunts, Tyler Hopper, Lockadox, Koi13, Cemetery Hill, Cosmo Zero, Cheez-It62, GatorKid509, TF, Mathaclock947, Taijirai, Justin R, Phantom, and Quago. If you would like to support your name here, get access to emotes for comments, live streams, and sometimes early videos, as well as our monthly members podcast, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I'll catch you all later.
What is it trying to say?
Ever wonder what's happening when Ash and Pikachu aren't poking around? Let's go check it out.
Beautifly? That's right.
Magoozy's got all new Pokemon and new characters.
If it's a battle you want, then it's a battle you're gonna get. Spread the word, you guys. Tell the other Pokemon.
Pokemon Chronicles, weekdays at 5:30 on Magoozy. Only on Cartoon Network.